P-47. All right, that's what we're going to be flying today. And we're going to go cold and dark from the Caucasus. There it is. All right, it's loading up. This is a P-47 D30 variant. All right, so let me grab my hand controller. There it is. You see it? All right. Let's make sure I'm centered. I am centered. All right. Little quick blurb here, and then I'll give you some other information.
This mission starts with a cold and dark aircraft parked on the ramp. You may fly the planned route or just explore the area. There are no threats.
All right, I'm not going to be flying the planned route. I'm just going to taxi or start up, taxi, take off, maybe fly around a little bit, and then land, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. A couple of things quick hardware-wise. So I use a Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS. Here goes some of my teammates. That is a stick and throttle. So the throttle controls over here. I could use VR and grab it and do it like that. I don't like to, and it is fatiguing, especially with the hand on the stick, because your hand's just in the air. At least on the stick, I can rest it. So I use physical stick and physical pedals. They're Thrustmaster as well. And then I use MetaQuest 2 for my VR. So we're going to be doing a VR flight, as you can tell. Hopefully it looks pretty good in the video. We'll see. This is my first VR video. And then what else? Voice attack. So because I'm in a VR setup and not a physical setup, I can't see a bunch of switches. So I can't see all these if I had built them, and if you've seen my other videos, which most people have not, unfortunately. So since it's not physical, I use a software called Voice Attack, and that allows me to say commands that do what I want it to do. For the most part, it sometimes works well, sometimes it doesn't, but it can do the commands for me. So I'll show you that as well. First things we're going to do to start the plane up is turn on the fuel. So that's bottom left lever there. I'm going to say main fuel main. Main fuel main. There we go. Down here, generator on. Generator on. Always seems to, I don't know, first or second time. Right here, battery on. See, I could flip it too, just like that with my hand. So maybe I should do that for things I can. This, a little harder. That's my ignition, so I'm setting it to both. Bottom yellow handle there is locking my tail wheel, so my rudder pedals will turn the wheel in the back. I'm going to put my hand down and not hit my landing gear up. I'm going to move the throttle. Actually, I'm going to lock my supercharger to the throttle so it moves with the throttle. I'm moving it 1 inch up. I'm going to turn my propeller RPM all the way up. Mixture is this lever here, and it's going to stay down, stay off until the engine is started. Grab my hand again. This switch over here, this is the priming knob. So until the fuel is on, this is useless. I'm going to prime the fuel. That's some buttons on my throttle. So unlock it, and then since it's a cold engine, 5 or 6 times. 1, 5, one more for good measure. Relock that. So everything is set and ready. The only other thing I'm going to do, and I'll do this after I've requested startup, the altimeter, set that to 0, and my artificial horizon I need to uncage and make sure it's set to so that my wings are level when I'm flying. I can tell which way. So if I can't see outside, I can do it just by the gauges. So now I'm going to use Voice Attack to try and request startup. So I'm going to say ATC. ATC. Oh, that's right. Sorry. So before I can do that, F12. F12. So over here on the right, and I always forget this, is the radio. So this button here is A. channel A, B, C, and D. Channel A is for your wingman and your flight. Channel B is for ground and the tower. And C and D is not, I don't believe, is used in the simulation. So I'm going to say radio channel B. Radio channel B. All right, now I'm going to say ATC. ATC. Kudasi. Request startup.
Kudasi, Colt 1-1, request startup. Colt 1-1, Kudasi, cleared for startup, wind 072 at 2 meters per second.
All right, so I'm going to engage real fast. I'm going to energize about 15 seconds. Once I get the engine started, I'll set my dials on 82 while the engine is warming up. Do that for about 15 seconds and then energize, or engage, sorry. It's kicked over, mixture to full rich. All right, now I'm going to let the engine warm up. While the engine is warming up, I'm going to reset my altimeter. Maybe. It is set to 0, close enough. And then uncage my artificial horizon. And what that is for my wings, so I can, if I go like this, then it's showing me as I'm ascending, which is not true. So I want this to be level. A little tricky. I'm going to figure out some knobs I can use to make this a little bit more realistic. Or actually not centered, I should say, not realistic. All right, I think that's good. All right, we're in the blue here, so I think we're good. Got the cowl full open. Request taxi to runway.
Kudasi, Colt 1-1, request taxi to runway.
All right, we're cleared to taxi. So the 25 is to the left, 07 is to the right. So we are taxiing this way. So 25, for those that don't know, runways are the heading that you are facing. So runway 25 is 250 degrees. So heading of 250, and 07 would be 70 degrees. There's a C-130, pretty cool plane, and I'm going to run off the taxiway here if I'm not paying attention. So that's how runways are numbered. If you're 18, then if you're going to land or take off on 18, that means you're heading south. If you're going to take off on 36, that means you're heading north. And 90, or I guess 9, would be a heading of east, 90 degrees, towards the east. And 27 is to the west. Pretty cool. All right. So we're taxiing the 25. Again, this is my first VR flight video, so I haven't set up any other cameras outside of the UUC. If there's anything else anybody would like to see, please comment below. I'd appreciate a subscribe, so click the subscribe, click on the bell if you'd like to get future videos, notified of the future videos. And again, if there's anything else you'd like me to do or try, comment below. There are some different missions I can do, bombing, strafing, whatever, air dogfighting. So just let me know. Hopefully this will work. I won't. Again, in VR, I can't see everything. Sometimes I hit things by accident. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I've hit the mixture a couple times and cut the engine by accident before. So I'm getting close to 25. You'll see the 25 on the runway when I turn, but I have to stop here. So I'm unable to clear for takeoff. I don't see anybody coming. There's those guys flying above, so maybe that's why. Those are P-47s. I'm here, so I'm going to actually close the canopy. So canopy close. Close canopy. All right. Now that I've taxied, I don't need to lean my head out anymore. ATC. Request takeoff. Request takeoff. F1. So I must not have that command recorded. So I will have to do that. Cleared takeoff. Climb to 300. Alright. Brakes off. Taxi onto the runway. You see the 25 there. So as I line up, whoa, hey, ho, ha. So you see that right here. If I turn a little bit more, oh, stop. Turn a little bit more, it's got a heading in, let me get my hand, sorry. Right here, you can see my compass heading of 25. So, and then there's 26. So I'm heading 25. And the runway says 25, so I did that correctly. The one thing I'm going to try and adjust is this, because that's not right. I want that to be level. All right, I think we're ready. Here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Here's my speed in knots, almost at 100. About 120, should be able to take off or lift off. All right, gear is going up. Success. All right. So there's the taxiway. Cool. All right, we're in the air. I can turn on my guns. And the burst. But there's nobody to shoot, so leave that the way it is. On my stick I have controls that can trim my plane. So right now it wants to nose down like that. And it's leaning to the left or the right. So I can trim it so that I have a more level flight. It can be a little tricky sometimes. But as I trim it, you see the stick moving. There's water. So if I were to go over to the water, turn my guns back on, and shoot it, you'll see water splashes, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool, ricochets. I hope this looks like VR. Some cars, trucks. Oh, there's a train. I can shoot it. But hopefully this looks cool in the video. I mean, from my perspective, I feel like I'm in a plane and I'm in the air. It's pretty intense. The first couple times took me a couple times to get used to it. You do get, I mean, I flew a helicopter and it was a little nauseating. I also have an A-10, which is kind of cool to fly a jet. So look around here. I don't even see my runway anymore. Probably over there. So anyway, I was able to take off. Started from a cold and dark airplane. Now I'm going to go back and see how many times I can bounce on the runway. Hopefully I can get a 3-point landing and not bounce too much. Let's see what I can do here for the radio. Communications. F5. Kudasi. F1.
Kudasi, Colt 1-1, inbound. Colt 1-1, Pataisi, 59081.14, QSE 29.77, runway 25, Jakarta altitude.
Alright, so I can't land this. If I were to land this way, you see the runway right over there to my left, right that way. That's 07, so I'd be going the wrong direction. So I need to go past the runway, or past the airport, and land from the opposite direction, which is runway 25. So I want to get it to where I can actually like speak the commands pretty clearly, requesting the takeoff and all that stuff, and not have to do the F-numbered commands. But I've programmed into voice attack both because sometimes it just doesn't always work. And if I'm in a dogfight and I need my wingman to rejoin, I don't want to have to sit there and try over and over. So I'll just say the F numbers to get it to work. Alright, so there's the runway. You can see a taxiway there on the right side, runway down the middle, and then the main taxi where I taxied from on the far side. So we're going to fly a little bit this way and see if we can land. Put landing gear down. I will use flaps. It's nice. This plane flies really well at slow speeds, I feel. I'm sure in real life maybe it's different. I don't know. I'm not a real pilot. I did take ground school, which is kind of fun. Anyway, I'll use flaps so that I can fly slower. And hopefully have a nice smooth 3-point landing. So right now I'm at about 3,800 feet. Not in any cloud banks. Again, when you go into clouds, that's why I like to have well, obviously the altimeter set correctly, but my artificial horizon, this right here, correct, so I know where my wings are, because when you can't see out in the cockpit, you don't know which way's up, which way's down. You may think you do, but without those, it's not always easy. So I'm gonna turn around if I can. Barely, I'm getting old. It's hard to turn all the way around. See where the airport is. I was flying a little hot there with RPMs. See, look at the cloud. I'm getting higher up. Well, it's 5,000, so I'm just starting to get into clouds. F1.
Kudasi, Colt 1-1, request landing.
So I'm getting into clouds now. Again, that's why you need to have, see right here, my wings are almost up and down. If you can't tell, I am sinking. So I'm going to cut power. I'm going to put my gear down. You see the lights transition red now. I'm going to lower my flaps. I don't need them lowered that much. Communications. F1.
Kutasi, Colt 1-1, request landing.
So I'm going to land it regardless. Alright. There we go. Not as easy as it looks. I do feel like there's a little bit of a wind here. I don't know. But I am coming in hot. Hopefully I don't bounce too much and I get a nice 3-point landing. Not too bad, not great, but it does take practice for sure. And there you go. I can taxi back to my parking spot.
Colt 1-1, taxi to parking area.
All right, Roger, Tower. Colt 1-1, taxi. Taxi to parking area, Colt 1-1. I think maybe next video I'll do some dogfight or some sort of mission or fly a Huey. Huey's really cool. It sounds like a Huey. It's really pretty awesome. Again, in the comments, anything you'd like to see. And please don't forget to subscribe. For those who'd like to stick around, I'm going to go over to the C-130 canopy, open canopy. Open canopy. Alright, come on. Open canopy. Alright, well, it doesn't want to work. That is voice attack. Open canopy. So that wouldn't be good if I needed to bail out. So again, I'll have to look at some of the commands, and they do take some getting used to. You gotta remember, I gotta remember them all. So there's the C-130. I think that's pretty cool. I'm hoping someday that DCS comes out with a sim for that. Pretty cool. Also, I want them to come out with the Corsair. That would be awesome. Alright, this is Plus One Hobby as Colt 1-1 signing off. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's video on Plus One Hobby. You can now find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Please make sure you do those YouTube things and subscribe. Click that bell so you're notified of the next video. Like, share, and comment. And until the next time, have a good one. Thanks for joining.